Before anything else, we can define cuisine as a style of cooking and tradition associated with specific culture. Asia is the largest continent in the world, shelters many cultures and cuisines. Some of the major regional cuisines are East Asian, Southeast Asian, South Asian, Central Asian, and Middle Eastern cuisines. Besides the difference, all of these varieties of Asian foods share some common features. Ingredients like rice, ginger, garlic, tofu, chilies, dried onions, soy, and sesame seeds are used in almost all Asian foods. Cooking practices like steaming and stir-frying are common in every Asian restaurant. So now, let's move on to our destination, West Asia or Middle Eastern cuisine. We have the countries including Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Oman, Syria, Qatar, Saudi, Turkey, UAE, Yemen, Israel, and Iran. Bahrain cuisine. Did you know Bahrain cuisine refers to the cuisine of the Kingdom of Bahrain, a small island state near the western shore of the Persian Gulf. Its name is from the Arabic term al-Bahrain, meaning two seas. Bahrain produces only a small amount of its food requirements due to the limited land space and imports much of its food. Bahrain cuisine is primarily based on cooking the animals found in the kingdom, such as camels, and as the country is essentially an archipelago, you will find many delicious seafood dishes served in Bahraini cuisine. Its primary crops are dates, bananas, citrus fruits, mangoes, cucumbers, and tomatoes. Due to the limited land space, there are only a few thousand goats, cattle, and sheep, but fishing provides significant amounts of fish and shrimp. Many items in Bahrain food are famous for their taste, which is a combination of different flavors from other Arab cuisines. When you visit the Kingdom of Bahrain, you have to live an adventure of eating and tasting its various local dishes. Did you know Bahrain is an island country situated between Saudi Arabia and Qatar in the Arabian Gulf? It is the smallest among Middle Eastern countries but the first to discover petroleum in 1932. Located in one of the world's oil-producing regions, Bahrain itself has only small store of petroleum. Instead, its economy has long relied on processing crude oil from neighboring countries, and more recently the financial, commercial services, and communication sectors have grown markedly as tourism. And also, did you know, looking in Bahrain's flag, you can easily mistake it from the Qatar flag? But there's a difference in color and points. The Qatar flag is maroon with 9 points and has greater length to the wind ratio than the flag of Bahrain. Bahrain's flag consists of white bands separated from red areas by 5 triangles serving as serrated line. These 5 triangles are symbol of the 5 pillars of Islam. Let's move on to the history and influences. The Kingdom of Bahrain may not ring a bell for most people, but this tiny island is located in the Persian Gulf sure has huge flavors to offer its visitors. Once known to be the center of the ancient Dilmun civilization, its location has strategically brought upon several cultures together, including Persian, Sumerian, Assyrian, Babylonian, Portuguese, Arab, and British. All these influences can be experienced firsthand in Bahraini cuisine. Many of the local dishes found around the island of Bahrain are inspired by these cultures, giving its visitors the unique opportunity to experience different flavors in one country. At the same time, Bahraini dishes vary in shape, taste, and presentation. Bahrain is located near Iran, Iraq, and India. That is why we can clearly see the impact of these cuisines in Bahrain cuisine. In addition to that, many Bahrain dishes have been influenced by the marine environment offered by the water sources that surrounded the kingdom. The seafoods. Many Bahraini seafood dishes were influenced by the marine environment. Numerous seafood dishes including rubar, mackerel, shrimp, and lobster can be found in the Bahraini cuisine. One of the most important ingredients in Bahraini marine dishes is the hamur, which is served grilled, mashed, or smoked. In addition to eating some types of local fish such as al-tnad and sabiti, fish in Bahrain is usually served with rice and sometimes served with French fries, influenced by the most famous English dish of fish and chips. Let's move on to the nature and characteristics. We have here the Bahrain etiquette. Many people correlate etiquette to an underlying set of rules or laws for various occasions, formal events, or everyday life. Understanding conventions can help people avoid embarrassing situations. It's also a fundamental part of etiquette. And we have here that the Bahrains are tremendously friendly. Next is, greetings are given with a sense of enthusiasm and delight at meeting you or seeing you again. Smiling and direct eye contacts are crucial. Men shake hands and kiss each other on the cheek. Women generally hug and kiss close friends. When Bahrains greet each other, they take their time and converse about general things. But there's some more to it than knowing the correct way to sit at a formal function. It really comes down to relationships between people. Good manners and proper etiquette include age-old sentiments like the golden rule and putting others before yourself. It means being honest, trustworthy, and having the ability to put other people at ease. It also means exhibiting kindness and courtesy when working with others. We have here the dining etiquette. Asian countries are known for their rich culture and traditions. They are still very much connected with their customs that are passed on from previous generations. Although there have been various modern technologies and other development, some traditions are still maintained. One of the main areas in which cultures can be impactful is the preparation of food and dining habits. A meal is considered more than just a food, because by sharing a meal, people can build relationships, communications, bonds, and unity. And did you know that Arab are very proud of their tradition of hospitality, and Bahrainis enjoy entertaining friends and family in their homes, although they will also socialize in restaurants, clubs, and international hotels. Next, we have here the sayings that watch your table manners. If the meal is on the floor, sit cross-legged or kneel on one knee. Never let your feet touch the food mat and avoid pointing the soles of your feet at others. And eat only with the right hand, as the left hand is considered unclean in Islam. And next we have try a bit of everything that is served. Meals are generally served family style. It is considered polite to leave some food on your plate when you have finished eating. This demonstrates that your host has showered his guests with generosity and abundance. Table manners are about more than using the correct cutlery and napkin protocol. There are more subtitle behaviors, many of which will go back centuries and stem from aristocratic ceremonies in different cultures. Respect others and they will respect yours. And for the regional cuisine and specialties, people from all over the world come to the multicultural epicenter to give their taste buds a treat to some of the most authentic food in Bahrain. The country has everything from American fast food restaurants to Italian pizza cafes to street food joints. It is easy to get lost in the array of options and leave the island behind without having tried the uniqueness of Bahrain. People should make a list of things to eat in Bahrain and allow themselves to let lost in the world of cuisines. What more can anyone ask for when on vacation in a country like Bahrain? Food is a part of the experience which no one should ever miss out on. Foods in Bahrain for an experience of lifetime. They say every country or city has its unique and delicious cuisines people should not miss out on. There are several Bahrain foods known for their taste as they are blend of various flavors from other Arab kitchens. And we have here the balalit. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so you can't miss out on a healthy meal when on vacation in the country. Balit is the ideal breakfast dish to have in Bahrain, made with sweet-fired vermicelli pasta with saffron omelette. It is crunchy tender dish and sweet and savory at the same time. Number 2. The makbous. Did you know Bahraini or the Bahrain has its own national food? The national food of Bahrain is makbous, which is said to be similar to the Indian biryani and Saudi kabsa. The different dishes differ in their methods of cooking and ingredients, which include the spicy meat and basmati rice dishes. One should definitely try makbous, the best food in Bahrain. Number 3. Shawarma. Shawarma is the one of the fine foods in Bahrain, which is said to be a similar version of a hamburger. It is an absolute favorite among the locals and of course a culinary delight, made of beef or chicken with mixed vegetables and sauces, all wrapped in pita bread. Number 4. The quizi. Quizi is a favorite which includes grilled lamb stuffed with rice, boiled eggs, onions, and spices. Out of all the food in Bahrain, this should not be missed out on. It is served at parties and family gatherings, where a whole lamb on a tray of rice is served. However, one can still give their taste buds a treat to this fine cuisine at Karami restaurant, one of the finest and serve the yummiest local cuisines. Number 5. The biryani. Known as the Indian food in Bahrain, biryani is said to an absolute favorite, made with the best rice and meat. Al-Baraj Al-Baran restaurant is known to serve the most delicious dish ever. Number 6. The falafel. Bahrainis also eat other Arabian foods such as falafel, fried balls of chicken peas served in a bread, and shawarma, lamb or chicken carved from rotating spit and wrapped in pita bread. Number 7. The sweetie dessert. The most famous desserts. Other types of Bahraini food items are the most dessert dishes. The most famous dish is the sweetie dessert, which has been attributed to the Bahraini family for 150 years. It resembles jelly candy and is made from cornstarch, saffron, and nuts. And for the Bahrain basic ingredients, the country is small, so there is a little room for livestock. Because of this, the neighboring countries provide a strong gastronomic influence on the Bahrain. Most Bahraini people eat fried fish on daily basis. Hamur or the grouper is the most common. Fish and chips have maintained popularity due to the country-long ruling of Bahrain over the country. And we have here the common ingredients include the following. We have here the lamb, goat, chicken, beef, garlic, onion, tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, citrus, dried limes, rose water, olives, olive oil, pitas, honey, sesame seeds, dates, chickpeas, mint, and rice. And for the lamb meat, compared to other meats, lamb is the most nutritional. However, lamb meat is healthier than other meats and is gaining attention from health-conscious people and Weight Watchers. And for the goat, goat meat is a healthier alternative to other red meats like beef, lamb, and pork. It is naturally lean, very nutritious, and has a range of health benefits. The meat has less fat, less saturated fat, more iron, and about the same amount of protein compared to the beef, pork, lamb, and chicken. And for the chicken is a meal that's people pleaser for all ages. It's more affordable than other types of poultry, beef, or pork, It's one of the most accessible sources of proteins. It plays an important role in nutrition through the stages of life. And for the beef is the third most widely consumed meat in the world, accounting for around 25% of meat production worldwide, after pork and poultry at 38% and 30% respectively. Beef is a good source of protein and other nutrients, but is also high in cholesterol and saturated fats that can cause fatty deposits to build up in the blood. Beef can be healthy part of your diet but should be eaten in moderation. And at the same time, when meeting a visitor for the first time, Bahraini people often treat the guest to gawa or coffee. Lamb, goat, chicken, and beef are popular forms of meat, and garlic, onions, tomatoes, and cucumbers, squash, and citrus are available as produce. Dried limes and rose water are provide a lot of uniquely Bahraini flavor, especially in the national dish makbous. And for the traditional tools and equipment, here are a few other items that will come handy while cooking Bahrain food. We have the juicier, kitchen knives, kitchen slicers, kitchen thermometers, measuring cups and measuring spoons, miscellaneous utensils, mixing bowls, and skimmers and strainers, essential utensils like serving spoons, spatulas, forks, turners, scrapers, tongs should also be part of your cooking. Various special equipment is being used to cook a traditional Bahrain meal, ranking from cake pans, cake openers, colanders, egg rings, poachers and holders, food dishers and portioners, food pans and food containers, to other kitchen utensils such as food scales, food scoops, and fryer baskets and accessories. Bahrain cuisine needs a diverse cooking equipment set in order to produce the most sophisticated Bahrain dishes. You should consider food carriers if you have transporting the food, and full set of kitchen linens and uniforms if you wish to look like a pro.